Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Dylan. AEW Dynamite February the 1st, 2023 predictions. And we're just coming off the Royal Rumble, so WWE's in full hype mode. And I just gotta say, like, AEW right now, even if CM Punk came back tonight, I still don't think I'd be that interested right now, because this booking's atrocious. It really is. And, you got Jericho running his mouth like he always does, and Young Bucks and everything.
I can't believe I would drop to Gunther. Mate, you wouldn't even be allowed to go near him.
I know. So I guess we'll talk about that later, but what is he trying to diss Booker T as well? Because Booker T came out in an interview and he said, I'm glad, I'd rather have Gunther throwing me out than me throwing Gunther out, because Booker T is obviously an older guy. So what is Jericho trying to say? Oh no, if I was in
I don't put over people.
I choose who I put over.
Wasn't it? Do you think Booker T chose for Gunther to take him out?
No, yeah, fucking hell, shit.
I mean, weren't you like, 3 months ago or 3 weeks ago, or whatever, with Action Andrade saying, I saw this kid, I want to put him over.
Yeah, exactly. So what's he trying to say? There's no potential in Gunther? Because there clearly is. He went over an hour inside the match. I'd love to see Jericho do that, especially at his age.
Besides the Rumble match that he had, which was fucking amazing. The last 3-4 months he's been having on TV.
Oh, even longer, yeah. The run with Imperium, the IC title
has just been actually put respect on the IC title. Actually made it competitive. I mean, I'm actually interested to see if Sheamus can get it. Not so Sheamus can get it, to see if he can actually beat Gunther for it.
Yeah, because he's on a reign like Roman in a bit, in a way. It's like, who's going to be the one to beat him, because it's been built up. Not like Jericho when he was ROH champion. Nothing like that.
Not like Jade either.
Oh no! You know what? Oh, actually, I'll wait because we should got a match tonight. I seen the new criticism towards people who are doubting Jade, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, tonight's card, 1 or 2 matches are going to be good, but some of them you gotta be like, what?
I can't with this company sometimes now. I say it every week, but they're
out of excuses now. Like, what is the excuse now?
They're 3 years in. And as much as I love saying it, I'm saying it again, this booking stuff isn't easy.
It's not easy now, but
Triple H makes it look like a fucking cakewalk. You know what I mean? It makes it look like he's doing makes it look like he's yawning and coming up with ideas.
And the worst thing is, AEW was good the first year, 2 years, probably 2.5 years, actually, if you think about it.
What's the difference between then and now? Who's left? Who left? Who's left?
CM Punk.
You know what I mean? Like, what people have left, and, been taken out, and that could potentially been the reason why this is going downhill. But in Tony's eyes, I guess it's as long as it's stable, as long as the audience isn't dropping below like what they would normally have gotten when they started. I guess he's happy with it.
But at the same time, it's not growing either, is it? It's just that
it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if he's happy, he's happy.
True.
I mean, I don't even know if the company's even making a profit.
I don't think it is. And even Nick Khan on that interview, didn't he? He's like, it's easy to run a company at a loss. So, maybe he knows something we don't. But even if you look at it in terms of especially with the video game, I don't see that making a profit. Do you? I don't think it will.
Not with what I've seen.
No, especially for full price, £60.
£60 full price, and I give it a week or two, and it'll start going down to 40 to 30.
Yeah, and within a few months, it'll be on PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, Steam will be half price or something like that. It'll definitely drop
the
down.
game stores over here will be giving it away with fucking anything you buy.
They're giving it away at Dynamite. It's like, come get your free copy of all. What is it, Fight Forever or whatever?
Yeah, and an awkward hook with Tony Khan.
Yeah, an awkward hook.
I want to try it awkward. It makes me seem weird. I'm sorry, but I want to try that awkward hook with Tony. Because I'll make it even more awkward.
Maybe it cancels it out, or you're both being awkward. Maybe it comes out.
Yeah, but I'll go over the top. I'll slap his ass.
Oh my god. But let's get into this match.
I'll get into his hair and breathe.
Oh my god. You're there for 30 seconds to a minute, and he's like, well, that's too much, that's too much. But yeah,
but he wants to go longer, though.
Oh yeah, he just won't let go. I think this will start the show, but it might not. We got Bryan Danielson once again on his quest to become #1 contender against Timothy Thatcher, who, I guess
no
he's from
relation to
NXT.
Margaret.
Yep, no relation to Margaret, no.
No relation to...
Hope not, anyway.
That makes him the heel, then, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd
for
be like
some
a
people.
weird reference for Americans to try and get. Like, why the British people booing him?
True. But
Like,
I
imagine
guess
if his
this
name
is
was
the last
Trump.
match, innit? Because didn't it say February the 8th? So that's next week. So he has to win this match and then he's number one contender.
Yeah, but then, like, does he just like not have to wrestle, or does he lose next? If he loses during being number one contender, does he get knocked off?
I don't know. Maybe unless they sign the
'Cause-
contract and it's like, set in stone or whatever.
All right, then, so he wins tonight. They signed a contract next week, cementing it.
Yeah, and then we got to wait another month for the actual match.
Yeah, and then
it's a
we've got
9-man match.
Yeah. I'm finishing up here. So after the contract signing next week, the week after that, the week of, let me check my calendar. The 15th, once Revolution.
March the 5th, I think.
All right, so then we've got 2 weeks. Oh well, 3 after next week, but like on the 15th to the 22nd to the 1st, is it just going to be fucking Bryan getting absolutely bodied?
Yeah, probably.
Or wouldn't the better solution be after Bryan's win is for Bryan not to wrestle, and therefore then you have MJF having very quick swash matches, being like, I don't need an Iron Man match. I can beat you in 5 seconds flat, or whatever time Sheamus beat him at WrestleMania, he'll bring that up.
Oh yeah, what was it, 18 seconds or something?
You know what I mean? Like, in that sense, I don't want you to switch audio. I don't know why it fucking popped up saying that. Like, that's what I do. You know what I mean? I'd start building up MJF. I start bringing him. I'd start showing his wrestling skills off first. For the last couple of weeks towards the match.
Okay.
You see,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Because then
you have to build up the audience, because otherwise you're gonna be like, he has no
chance.
It'd
be weird. It'd be weird if he won it. Like, obviously he's gonna cheat, but give us the sense like there's the option that he will win clean.
Well, yeah, but even that's the thing. If he cheats, that's only one fall, isn't it? Like, say he smacks Bryan with a chair, Bryan gets one, pin or whatever, victory or whatever, but then he's damaged, isn't he? So you can't necessarily cheat in a 9-man match, really. I mean,
like,
but
if you distract the ref and then someone else hits him with a chair and then he gets the pin.
Yeah, but then that's only one pin, though, isn't it? It's whoever gets the most in 60
Yeah, but then
minutes.
he's injured, but he's also, like, he's only going to get one more pin, doesn't he? Like, you don't want to...
True.
If I'm going in with MJF, I don't I'm going to hit with a chair, but then he's got one win over me more. So he only has
but that's
to
what I'm saying, the time limit, though, and he's still got 50-some minutes to go after that. Or whatever.
Yeah, but, like, that's what I'm saying. You need to have MJF sort of, like, showing he's, have him perform, have him actually wrestle. I don't know.
The more I think about it, like, I know Iron Man matches, they've been praised over the years, but
Have they?
30 minutes, yeah, they were for a while. Especially when we didn't get him for ages, that period of time, people were like, oh, Iron Man match, Shawn versus Brett, all this. But an hour, especially in this day and age with AEW's 5-hour pay-per-views, could they not just give him half an hour? Like, why does it have to be an hour?
I don't know. Like, I assume, I'm hoping that he's probably cut down at least half of the matches that you wanted to. And he's put it to a 5. Because I'll be honest, like, I even for Chamber and Mania, I don't think I could do stay up until 4 in the morning. I was dead.
Yeah, Royal Rumble was long, man. I wasn't expecting it to be that long.
Alright, so, like, I don't know what I'm going to do for WrestleMania. I might just have to book that Monday off. But
it's 2 nights, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so, like, Sunday I'll watch it, and then...
Oh, yeah.
But, because I can't book that late on a Saturday. Like, I don't know what it is. I just couldn't. Like, I didn't get up until 10, and I just felt like shit all Sunday. I know you don't have, like, you have your fucking routine set. You'll be up until 4, that'll be your normal bedtime. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Like, I don't remember Iron Man matches being that great. I guess, like, when it was like, your Brits versus Shawns. The story, because I don't think the problem is that it's an Iron Man match. I think it doesn't call for an Iron Man match. They didn't build it was being an Iron Man match. Isn't it like they fought the time before, or
it's the first match as well, isn't it? Between Bryan and MJF.
So, like, I think what you're really trying to say is, like, it's not called for. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Maybe it was like a no holds barred OTQ match, or they do that anyway, or like a submission only match kind of thing.
True. But yeah, Bryan's obviously winning this match, and have to see where they go from there. It's still a long way till the pay-per-view.
Yep.
Next match, we got the Acclaimed in tag team action. No idea who they're facing, but clearly, it's just to get him on the show. I'm glad they're advertising him at least. Still don't advertise MJF, but then again, it's like MJF speaks does get kind of old.
Yeah, but again, it's that idea of, like I always say, like you shouldn't have to advertise that your champion's going to be there speaking.
No, but I mean, he should at least have a match though. Like you were saying before, he should do like squash matches.
Oh yeah,
I
think he should have match. I think they should announce if he's having matches, especially if he's the kind of guy who doesn't have a lot of frequent matches, because like he's great, and we all know he can wrestle. We all know he's great in matches, but it's just nice to sort of keep that in our minds that you can out wrestle people. You are a good wrestler. You can.
Yeah, true. He's not Brock Lesnar, is it? Where it's like you want to keep him that special attraction. He's he's still young as well.
He's looking champ as well, man. You want to have him out there, really.
True. But going back to the Acclaimed there, clearly they're setting up for the gun match, aren't they? Which we'll talk about in a bit. But that stupid family that let me down last week, man. That segment was so bad. Jesus Christ.
I know. I felt they felt it as well because it seemed like it was something that he thought was going to be. I thought it was going to be in the ring.
Yeah, see, live. Well, we'll talk about it in a bit, but they're clearly setting up for the gun match, aren't they? So
Yeah, but my issue is like, do I want the Claim to drop it to the gun? Are the guns ready?
No, I don't think the guns
are they gonna come back together? Because I like them the way they are.
I'd say bring them back together. I would, yeah, because then you could do like the trios matches, or you could do 8-man or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm just so disappointed not getting the FTR thing.
Yeah, same, and especially FTR contracts coming up in a few months as well, and
you know what I mean? Like,
if you were FTR, would you re-sign with AEW? Because I wouldn't.
Personally, no. If you know you can get a better deal at WWE, I mean better deal is a better creative, better story. Because I'm, with the fact that there isn't if any, tag team division at all in WWE, and you could definitely help be the one to be building this new.
True.
I want to say like golden. I don't want to say golden age.
Vince is gone, and Vince didn't like him, so that's the main thing as well.
Which I could understand why Vince liked him, but then suddenly I just started coming around to. I mean, a lot of their stuff is just really good. I guess they were too busy. I guess when they were in WWE, they were trying to make Vince's stuff sound good, and it didn't work. Whereas now they're doing their own stuff, it actually works. I like it.
Yeah, true. That's probably what it is.
But they couldn't do what Dean Ambrose could do, turn his stuff good. You know what I mean? Like, oh, give me the shot, you're also good for stuff like that.
That just fell off a cliff. That Ambrose's booking for the most part in WWE was good. That's what made us fans of him. But that last heel turn or whatever the fuck it was, like it started off great with him turning on Seth, but then after that, oh my god, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Yeah. Well, Seth's the reason why. Well, Roman and Cher's are the reason why I pushed his shoes out.
We'll talk about that in a bit. We got Konosuke versus Brian Cage, and look what I noticed.
What was that name? What was that name?
Konosuke.
Oh, I don't know that guy. Do I know him by anything else?
Take a shit.
Ah!
But look, they got a new render for him. He's not yawning anymore. Now his mouth
that
is
is better.
closed.
That is better.
Much better.
Better. No, he wasn't. He was like that.
Oh yeah, arms crossed. That was it. Yeah.
He's relaxed now. He's
relaxed,
taking the shit.
But I think Konosuke is going to win this because
I feel bad for mocking his name, but to be fair, I wouldn't know what he started it.
True. But
this match should be meh, like you said. Like I just do not see the point in why he's fighting Brian Cage. I do not see why this feud started. Like I know why from last week.
Yeah. Did we talk about Ric Flair criticizing Konosuke last week? I don't think we did that.
I don't remember this.
Flair criticised his chops because, Flair was the master of the chops, wasn't he? And Konosuke writes back on Twitter, he's like, oh, thank you for the advice. I hope one day you can actually teach me in person. And then everyone's just going mad at Ric Flair. It's like, why are you criticising him? Why are you criticising Konosuke? It's like, the guy was the master of the chops. And the guy took it well. He responded like, thank you for, So...
To be fair, that's the tamest way that Ric Flair's ever been to someone on Twitter or at all criticising them.
True, but it's not just that. Like people are like, what does Ric Flair know about chops? It's like, motherfucker, what does Ric Flair know about chops? Did you ever watch a Ric Flair match? Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, that's teaching us lesson of man. I don't know. Like the art of the chop couldn't have changed from that long ago from when Rick was doing it until now. Like the basic
Yeah,
principles have to be the same.
true.
But like you
But
said, he
it's
was a
just,
master of the job. It's what he was really known for.
but it's just these fans who can't accept any criticism whatsoever
But
from
Jamie,
anyone.
like the way you've told me the story, like from everything that we've ever know about Ric Flair, that was the nicest piece of criticism he's ever given anyone.
All he said was his chops look like shit, I think. That's all he said.
Yeah, but for Ric Flair, that is the nicest way he can criticize someone.
True, I guess. Yeah, it could have been much worse.
You know what I mean? Like, and he was actually giving him a good advice because a lot of the chops they do look like shit. At least you recognize it. Like, oh, you know, holding petite, like that's at least.
That's it's the right way to take it, isn't it?
Unless he was being sarcastic, because I can never tell with tone on Twitter.
No, he didn't. I don't. The way he wrote it didn't seem like he was being sarcastic.
Yeah, I guess some people just need to lift the glue.
Did he really do? Which we'll talk about in a bit. Now we got this match coming up: John Moxley versus Hangman Page for the third time. Number
and
3.
Not the final.
No, because this is gonna go to the pay-per-view. I'm guessing.
I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know what for. Like, what are they fighting for? Just pride.
I guess it's one apiece now, isn't it? Technically, Moxley won one and Hangman.
Yeah, right. I'm glad Mox has been away because
Not for 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks is kind of like not long enough.
When you say vacation, I'm expecting at least a month, maybe 2 or something like
but
that.
At least he was away. At least maybe I can feel. I'm not missed him yet, but I am. I was starting to get excited because he was away. Like, oh, like, when he comes back, it's gonna be good, isn't it? But now it's been ruined. Unless Hangman beats him again and sends him away, so that then like Moxley returns at the pay-per-view to fight him.
That's one way. I think this is gonna go to a non-contest or something like that, or a draw or some shit like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, match.
Yeah, like as long as it like puts Mox away for another like month or whatever until the pay-per-view.
I don't think they're gonna put Mox away. I think it's just gonna be like, you know, it's a draw or it's even or something.
Yeah, but then it's Mox is out every week and so's Hangman. So it's like, what are they gonna do? Fight each other in the middle of the ring every week? Because the way Mox's character is like he will fight you when he sees you, which is pretty fucking badass. But like it doesn't work when you're trying to build up to a pay-per-view. You need to like give like storyline reasons why they're not they've not been in the same building, they've not bumped into each other backstage.
I think if they had any fucking brains, this should just be it. It don't matter if Moxley wins or Hangman, just that this is it. Like, why extend this to the pay-per-view, like, and watch it for a 4th time? Like, I don't understand. There's no title on the line.
I wouldn't have the match tonight then. I'd just move it to the pay-per-view.
Same, but
you know what I mean, I just say, oh, Mox can't get beat, he's not even here. I would fucking love it if they did that. That'd be a really cool move.
Yeah, but then people are like, oh, false advertising, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, like, bullshit. The part of the story.
Yeah, true.
Jog on. And I would really like, I so hope Hangman doesn't go to fucking join the Elite or whatever with.
Oh, yeah, you know he is, though, you know.
Tweedle dumb and Tweedle fucking stupider. Because
We've been
like,
saying it every week, but you know what's coming, that Jericho versus Elite angle. It's going to happen.
Like, they did it when Cody was there, when they did the Stampede, didn't they?
Yeah, but that was in a circle, wasn't it?
Wait, no. Cody wasn't in that match. It was Matt.
No,
Matt
Hardy took his place, yeah, but it was basically the Elite, wasn't it? Apart from Cody.
Yeah, so I am assuming that Jericho, like, because I'm waiting for it because I know what is gonna happen. This is my prediction: is they're gonna have the angle. It's gonna be all storyline, and something's gonna happen during the storyline. Like someone's gonna say, "No, we're not doing that to Chris," or Chris is gonna disagree. It's gonna be disagreement in terms of the storyline while the midway through it, and it's gonna become like an actual thing, and it might get dropped halfway through, which will be really fucking weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. Something is gonna happen backstage or something. They're gonna butt heads about something, 100%.
Unless Tony's like playing the smart move and say like you just cannot work together. You guys cannot do any spots, any angles, anything. Like he's keeping them 2 separate worlds.
Well, who else is? I mean, if it's House of Black is still heel, aren't they? Technically.
Yeah.
So I don't see House of Black facing Jericho's group. Maybe Young, but I mean, maybe the Elite, yeah, but
maybe the Jericho like they break up. Maybe Garcia like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because where else did he go? There's nowhere else to go from, is there, really?
The issue there, that's the major issue. Because like that's the only thing I can think of that Tony's probably really wary of is keeping those two egos out of place and in check. Well, not
Yeah,
in check,
especially
but
after
like
the CM Punk situation with
you know what I
Hangman
mean.
and all that.
Well, stay away, Punk. You can't.
Let's quickly talk about this match. Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet, TBS Championship. This is going to be Jade's 50th win, so they're finally there, but,
Tell me why I can't like her now. Tell me what they say. Those eaters of glue, those
right, you ready
munchers
for
on
this, Dylan? You remember
stick.
like Ted DiBiase had the $1 million championship, didn't there? Taz had the FTW championship.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the TBS championship is Jade's belt. It's just for Jade. Like, those belts were just for them, even though they were named after the gimmick and all that. But this is named after the fucking network. But apparently it's Jade's belt. It's the gimmick.
A few points there. FTW belt. Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Hook, just to name a few.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the TBS Women's Championship.
Yeah.
It is owned by Tony Khan, and therefore it cannot just be her belt or her gimmick. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I hate to bring it up.
That's what the glue eaters are saying now.
Someone is literally typing in with one hand and licking Pritt stick with another.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't know how they eat glue. Did they eat it in like like the PVA glue? Like is it any glue or types of glue? Like just
at this point, it's got to be the strongest fucking shit you can get.
If it's horse glue, like are you sniffing it and then thinking like what?
You've got it hooked up with an IV at this point, man, because they're full into it.
Like I can't.
No.
I cannot.
This is my main issue. Like, I understand, like, you love the company, but everyone can admit there's something wrong with something. But it's the fact that they're just blind. It's like, no, everything's perfect. Tony Khan's the best booker ever. There's no problems anywhere. If you have a problem with AEW, it's your problem. It's like, what?
I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Yu-Gi-Oh's made by Konami. All right, but they do some dog shit mistakes with the card game that I hate. But I still like the card game. Yeah. It does not mean that I go, oh, that gimmick is her gimmick, not one else's. I don't just make up random shit to make the thing that makes sense.
It's fucking stupid.
I swear they do it just so that they do it so that it makes sense, so that they can continue to be fans, and then other guys get behind it because it makes sense. And like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm not wrong for liking it. Yeah, it makes sense now. Like that's the only other way.
Yeah, and now they're all on this Cody Rhodes thing. It's either Cody Rhodes shouldn't have this match, it should be Sami Zayn, which there could be an argument for, but even still, Cody Rhodes' story, it's being told, which is a good story. But then they're like, when Cody wins at WrestleMania, it's a win for AEW. And I'm like, what? How's it a win for AEW?
He's in WWE. He's doing this literally for his father.
He started in the WWE as well.
This is literally, like, he is a legacy from this company. You know what I mean? Like, it makes like when Dean Ambrose, when Moxley went over to AEW and won the title, was that a win for WWE or CZW? Like, who was that win for? Was that one for the boys in the back? Like, what the fuck?
It's ridiculous, man. It really is.
Like you can say that about any fucker from like what company they started with. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. And and let's not forget, Roman has 2 belts. We don't. I was wrong on calling The Rock showing up at Rumble. I'll admit that.
That was the time.
Since he's not showing up, I'm just gonna admit it. He's not coming. We're not having that match. I'm gonna move on from that.
Yeah, move on from it.
I do think Roman loses both nights. Though. If Sammy's going after one of the belts.
But that's the thing, though. Apparently, it's just going to be Sammy versus Roman's at the Chamber. They haven't announced that yet, but people are saying Roman's only going to wrestle one night. Cody's going to, wrestle for both belts. Because apparently Triple H is going to do a draft after WrestleMania. And people are saying that'll be when they split up the belts. So,
they split up the belts at WrestleMania. Have it be a big shock. Then when you move on to the Monday night on Raw, you go, well, we have to do a draft now. Like,
But the argument for that is, it's like if Roman loses on night 1, then it takes away from him losing on night 2, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You'd rather just have him lose once and lose them both.
shock
You know what I mean?
the world, lose both.
I mean, yeah, I could see
He's
the
on a
argument for
part-time
that.
contract
Yeah.
anyway. Maybe he's
True.
like booking holidays.
Guess it just all depends what happens at the chamber.
Especially
yeah,
the idea of the bloodline breaking up during this period.
True. But we'll
Like,
talk about that in a bit. We've still got one more match to talk about tonight. we'll talk about the Royal Rumble and stuff in a bit. But yeah, the main event tonight, Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe, TNT Championship, no holds barred. And like we've been saying, like, these two have good matches, but it's just like, why so early? Like, I don't think Joe's winning tonight. Do you?
No. I don't think they're gonna do another match, because then it means Joe has to put on. Excuse me. Would have to put up his Ring of Honor title, and he's not losing that. He's not losing that unless he's coming to like actually AEW main roster, not Ring of Honor, which he should be on anyway.
True. Especially when the fuck are they even taping ROH? What are they waiting for? What are they doing?
I don't know. Like, honestly, like making a streaming service platform, Tony must have thought it would be so easy, but it's like the stupidest thing you can do. You might as well get rid of AEW Dark and Elevation and just put Ring of Honor on there.
True. Yeah.
Or like, I don't know why you couldn't make a deal with Fight. You know, or maybe like, could he not have like done the deal with like Netflix or Amazon?
Well, they probably didn't want it. That
I don't know. Like, Netflix had Glow, didn't they? A wrestling show.
Yeah, but that was a show about it. It wasn't actually a wrestling.
Yeah, well, like, if you got a show about it, you might as well have like the actual show then. I didn't think about that. Like, you have people like tuning in like every week to watch, you know, the show, so they have to keep the subscription going. Especially if it's like a continuously returning.
Let's be honest, Ring of Honor is not getting that many viewers. They've probably got like, I think the pay-per-views sell like 30,000 in America, which is barely nothing. So I don't think Netflix or Amazon would even, you know, consider putting it on there.
I guess you might be right, but I think you can, like, in terms of like putting shows on Amazon, like anyone can really technically put up shows on Amazon. You know what I mean? You know, like anyone can put like their own book on Amazon. I guess it's like
that's not the same thing though, is it? I don't think you can you do that with. I don't think you can do that.
I've seen like, you know, YouTubers have like their short movies or whatever on Amazon.
Yeah, but how much of a following have they got?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm pretty sure like there's something that they could do with Amazon. I think it's stupid that he's trying to create his own streaming service when he should just be relying on others, because it's not an easy. It is, from what I know about streaming services, you've got like all the servers you've got to maintain. There's the infrastructure of the actual like streaming platform itself, and then there's bugs you're going to come across constantly with it.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? And then there's like the UI that you got to like develop and like constantly keep monitoring, upgrading to make it easier for the end user. There's just a lot of shit involved that Tony will not be involved in at all if he's going for Book of the Year 2 years on the trot.
But yeah, that's all the matches for tonight's Dynamite. So overall,
what a shit show.
Yeah, literally. Like Darby versus Joe is gonna be good. I want to see what the Acclaimed are gonna do, obviously. And I guess Moxley versus Hangman. But even though I'm sick of that already, I'm sick of the match.
I've not. Yeah, no. And it's weird because it's been a few weeks since we've seen it. But we already know, because they've done it twice, what it's going to be about. It's going to be like, oh, I can knock you out. I can knock you out. Your dad's a motherfucker. It's so true what Jim Cornette said. Where you have fucking Darby Allin, like not Darby Allin, Moxley, like your big baby face, threatening to put another guy in the ground.
Yeah, Moxley's not necessarily a babyface, is he? Really?
I know, but he's like your quote-unquote hero, but he's not. But like, it's the idea of like that they're framing him like that instead of like fucking turn him heel, man. I want to see Moxley. I want to see Moxley like go as a heel. You know what I mean? No one decided. No fucking Blackpool Combat Club or anything like that. Just have him be like a rabid dog. You know what I mean? Just going after people, no matter who they are, no matter how good they are, what relationships they have. Just have him like just attacking and beating him, just be like, I just want to fight, kind of thing. Like old Moxley, like get him away for a while, have a break, you know.
Yeah, last week's Dynamite started with who the fuck was it? How was it? Jericho and Sammy versus Ricky and Dax.
Yeah, because you said I was right.
Yeah.
He wants that million view.
And Sammy and Action started off, and obviously it was a lot of flips, and eventually Garcia helped Sammy get the pin. So, you know, the feud's obviously going to continue, but we got to talk about something involving Ricky Starks, because the Glue Eaters are pissed off with Ricky Starks because he was spotted at the Rumble, wasn't he? He was Cody's +1 at the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
So now they're pissed off at him. People are like, how dare he go there and talk business with Triple H? It's like, what the fuck? He's Cody's friend, you fucking idiot. He was in his locker room.
I do find it weird that it was Cody, right? Like, why he didn't like? I'm assuming Dustin must have been there.
Nah, I don't think they're that close. They're like half brothers as well, aren't they? They're not like really that close. But
Yeah,
he's
they
brought
know.
QT Marshall there before as well.
Yeah, but who the fuck cares about QT Marshall?
Wait, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I mean, it's like all these people are always there. He's a traitor. It's like, no, he's there with his mate. Like, what are you talking? Did you know there's such thing as a contract? You know, you can't just go there and just negotiate with Triple H on the contract with AEW.
And I very much doubt he met Triple H.
Yeah,
like,
Cody even went to gorilla position. Probably just had his locker room. He's just there to watch Cody, and then they probably went.
Well, I'm guessing it would have been put, in the skybox where all the family and friends go to watch the match.
Maybe I could have just watched it backstage. Maybe I don't know.
Probably, yeah. But like I'm assuming he was definitely there watching it, but I doubt he was like going around fucking shaking everyone's hand, going, hey, I'm gonna work here soon. How are you?
True, but we're gonna have to watch Ricky's booking from here on out because if Jericho beats him, we're not for something like that.
Well, Jericho was like, I wouldn't fucking let Gunther jump. I wouldn't jump to Gunther. I would have jumped to Ricky Stark.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a bit. Fucking hell. They had a Jay Briscoe tribute, which was good, even though it should have been last week, but they're finally doing it. Well, they did last week, the week before, I'm saying, but this is last week showing it.
Yeah, they should have done it like 2 weeks ago when he actually...
2 weeks ago, yeah. I still don't completely buy that story that this executive didn't want Jay Briscoe, and then it's like Tony was like putting his foot down. It's like, well, you should have done that at the beginning, a year ago, shouldn't you?
Like, you clearly just done that now because like he's dead, and you feel like you have to or whatever. Like I hate to say it, but I do feel like he's something. What's the word now? Like he's trying to monetize. He's trying to like get the crowd behind him. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem genuine. And I do think this is probably something Tony Khan done because he did it with his mum. Which I'm like, you didn't need to go into that much detail about your mum and why, like, quote unquote, your book has been bad so far.
Especially at the start of that press conference, whatever you call it, and he's just there for like 10 minutes straight. Just
it's like
these people are there to ask you questions, and you're just there for 10 minutes going as personal, like And
this
is why the booking's been bad, and it's like, well, fucking relegate the roles that give people booking power and let you go and take time off.
Jamie, that's not even the part that pissed me off. He's just he's going on about his mum's personal business. I'd be like, man, just say personal issues. Let's move on. Like, I don't want to get into it. Like, if any decent fucking human being would go, oh, all right, you okay though? Like, they'd say, make sure he was all right, and then not pushing for more. If you weren't that close with him, especially when you're on a fucking call with other. Oh, God.
That's just Tony, isn't it?
He must have got bolted off his mother.
Darby Allin beat Buddha, which was, I gotta say about this match, like, it was just the same like formula as the Samoa Joe match. I know Buddy's bigger than Darby, but not by much. He's got more muscle than him, yeah, but like size-wise, you know what I mean? It's like, it was a good match. Buddy's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but I was like, Samoa Joe and Darby was much better.
Yeah, I think that's an issue I have with like a lot of quote-unquote Darby's matches in terms of like...
Yeah, they all follow the same like thing, don't they?
I do wish he would wrestle more people in his weight class more to show that he's more than what like his gimmick is. Like, oh, I'm the guy who'll get back up. I'm the guy who won't die or whatever. I'm resilient. I'm sorry, I got it tightened on my neck. Whatever that means. Because fucking not Shivani, Excalibur. I swear he mentions it every match.
Yeah, he does pretty much. Seems like
either fucking Darby's like said, look, every time in the match, mention my neck, the back of my neck tattoo, because it's a lot better than fucking Cody's neck tattoo.
But Malachi and Brody came out. They got attacked by Ortiz, but it was no Eddie Kingston. So don't know what they were at.
Why was no Eddie Kingston?
Don't know. Oh, this is the worst part. Also, Darby wins, doesn't it? And then Tony Schiavone awkwardly gets inside the ring. It's not even an interview because he's literally talking for Darby, and he's like, "Oh, you had this match in Japan. Oh, you just defended your title every week." And then thankfully Samoa Joe interrupts, and Samoa Joe's back, which Can't complain about Samoa Joe.
I've just what would have made Samoa Joe's appearance better is if he said the words at the beginning, "Get in the corner, Tony. Adults to speak," or something along those lines. Because someone needs to point out that it's ridiculous that you send Tony Schiavone out there to say fuck all and do fuck all.
It's like this is the first time. It's every single time he does it, isn't it? He either just stands inside the corner or he doesn't say anything at all. And it's like, well, what's the point of even being there?
Yeah, like you were just there to announce, like, just get the girl at the ringside to do it, or the guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, why was the point you go all the way out there? Just do it from fucking ringside. Or just actually interview them.
Yeah, oh, not
I
even
guess
that.
it's not Britt Baker.
Darby's like, you know, getting up, celebrating or whatever, and then Samoa Joe just interrupts him. Like, why does Tony even need to be there?
It wasn't like he was there to give fucking Darby the mic. Darby didn't say anything.
He didn't even say it. Exactly, he said nothing.
It's not like he couldn't get the mic from someone from ringside.
True. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, full of gas at the moment.
Next, Stephen Page came out shouting like he always does, and Jungle Hook won. Yep. And then we had the Family Therapy, which was badly edited. They had that stupid actor. You could just tell she was an actor. It was supposed to be.
I don't know what she was doing. I honestly thought this segment was going to be held in the ring. I thought, oh, this is going to be pretty funny. And they're going to have it in the ring, and then you'd have like fucking Billy Gunn sort of moderating it, because I didn't think they were going to do like an actual Family Therapy. It was so badly done.
Yeah, so badly.
And the Guns were like doing really good stuff, saying like, "Oh, you know, like you were away for so long. What do you know?" It's like, that is good quality storytelling. That is actually bringing something up. And you know, I think Acclaimed went too great in this segment, and I feel like it was because it was probably heavily edited from like what they could say.
Well, it's the environment in it as well. Like you said, if it was live, it would be much better for the Acclaimed as well. Like they can't feed off the audience inside a fucking room, can they? Matt's caster can't be like over the top. You know what I mean? It's like, you know.
I know. I just feel like maybe like Tony Khan was there with a fucking gun going, "Don't fucking say anything bad. Don't go with that line," or something, because it did look like they were like restrained in some sense, because the Gun Club were like pointing out a lot of good stuff. I don't know if that was intentional to build the Gun Club up for this, you know, those two to like actually win.
Might have been, yeah.
But like, I don't see why you would let, you know, your two biggest fucking baby faces in your company at the moment as a tag team like lower themselves to like build someone up. Like surely they should be, you know, elevating each other, because they can do that. They have done that.
True.
And I just felt sorry for like Billy. Really, like it seemed like making it look like it was his idea and it went to shit when it probably wasn't. He was sat there. He sat there going, "Man, I could have been with Paul, Sean, Road Dog. I could have been. Yeah, we could have done a whole thing. I could have been like, I can't wrestle that. I can't wrestle. I've got a contract somewhere else." That would have been a funny bit. I didn't notice, by the way, that when Gunther called them a bunch of degenerates, that was a callback to when Britt called them that and they started Degeneration X.
Oh yeah, true. And
You
the name, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Hangman and Yuta thing backstage, which Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like I'm still a fan of Hangman, but it's just the way they're presenting him and shit.
Oh, then you're putting him with useless. Like, what was he even doing?
I know.
I didn't even. I couldn't register what he said.
Is Combat Club still a thing? Because why the fuck's Yuta sticking up for Moxley? And it's like,
I guess Yuta's like still trying to like keep it alive because it's the only thing that's keeping him relevant.
Yeah, but even Claudio's disappeared. Like, I'm not complaining about, but still, it's like, you know.
I don't know, Jamie.
You're hanging on to this thing, but it's just you and Moxley left. What's the point?
I honestly did not listen. I don't think I could listen to what Yuta was saying. What was he even saying? Just saying like, "Oh, you won't take on Mox, he'll beat you, whatever."
Yeah, and then he's like something about knocking him out or something. Oh, you gotta get through me.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna have a match, but like I guess
not. Match at Rampage, yeah, but.
Oh shit, they did, yeah. See that? Yeah. I can't like anything to do with him. It'll leave my brain.
I know. That is not a reason to watch Rampage for me, because clearly Hangman won, which he did. Yuta's not going to beat Hangman before he faces Moxley, is it?
I'm glad you write shit down, because I just wouldn't remember naturally.
Yeah, true. That's why I did write it down.
I don't know how you like let your computer like get infested with that, that backwards stuff. I know it's only text, but like even I would go, "Oh man, this is probably slowing my computer down somehow."
Bryan Danielson beat Cage, got attacked after a match by MJF, and then Konosuke made the save. But no Combat Club, again, like we were saying, So clearly it's not a thing anymore.
Does anyone care? Like, it was a badly executed idea that could have been better.
And it's not even just that, like, not MJF. MJF has history with Moxley. I understand why Moxley went there, but he has history with Yuta as well. Why the fuck didn't Yuta save Bryan? Did we miss something? And he all fell out with
Yeah,
Bryan.
difference. Yeah, like, wasn't he with, like, is he part of the Combat Club? Well, I guess because, like, I'm looking Regal. But, like, I don't, like, I'd assume that like, Yuta would probably be backing up
Bryan.
Regal because he's the one who sort of handpicked him when it was clearly Tony Khan going, oh, the crowd love him. Let's put him with you guys because you guys are over.
Exactly.
Because I like if that was the case, like if they actually liked him, actually wanted to work with him, why are they not continue to work with him? Why are they not fighting like Tony? Like, oh no, let's continue to work with you. Let's do something with you. You know what I mean? Like not even Claudio's doing it. Claudio was doing stuff with Moxley, and I think that was Moxley was just letting him do it, like because he had nothing else to do at the moment.
Probably. It came across that way, especially when he made his entrance, and Moxley's just,
Because Moxley clearly wasn't like fucking acknowledging him. He's probably like it was literally like when Kurt Angle was tearing GX, like, what are you doing here? Like, I always wanted to be part of the Shield.
Next match, Ruby beat Tony Storm, Britt helps, and that's pretty much it.
Your
Tony
name
Storm's a
rhymes with
heel.
shit.
And in the main event, Mark Briscoe beat Jay Lethal, which obviously it was a good match and a tribute to Jay Briscoe. All the wrestlers are out on stage afterwards, and can't complain with that match. That was good way
quality
to end the show.
Yeah. And Jay Lethal always gives a good match like that.
True. Yeah.
That's a very good thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, before we get into the Gunther Jericho thing, Tony Khan. We might as well start a segment of the show. What's Tony said this week? Here's what he said this week. It's about his booking, like the way he was. I don't know if it was a spreadsheet or something or like a graph, but he says a few months ago he changed the way he was like presenting it. Literally, what he did, he had it in landscape, and he changed it to portrait. And he's like, "Oh my god, it was so much better. It's the same information, but he's just flipped."
Send me that. I need to inspect that. As somebody who like does data entry shit for work, like. That should.
Oh my god.
That really that doesn't make sense.
It sounds so stupid, doesn't it? The fact he's like boasting about it, it's like I just flipped it and it's so much better now.
Oh my! I can't understand what he means, but like starting his booking, like he just writes down what he's doing, right?
Yeah, he writes it down. I'm guessing it's like a graph, like this guy,
how do you write it
this guy or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, but then like you flip it, like the names turn upside down. It's like, oh, now I can't read it. It makes more sense. Oh, like was
I'll
it?
find the interview later on Sunday.
Oh please, I need to know. Like, does he actually show the chart?
No, it showed a chart. No.
Oh my god, just send me. I need to understand what he was doing because that doesn't make sense. Honestly,
it just made me laugh. He's like, I just flipped it,
Maybe he's talking metaphorically, like he's flipping what
No, I think he literally meant
he
like
actually
he was
means
flipping.
Yeah. Like he has string, fucking red string going off, and he's there like challenging.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Nobody works in this company. Of course they do, Tony Khan. All these wrestlers work here to wait to be booked. It is like that, isn't it? You know what I mean? When Charlie's like not sending the mail, it's like no one exists here. And it's just like nobody works here. And then Mac's like, yeah, all these people are complaining about not getting the mail. It's kind of like that, like nobody wrestles here. Yeah, they do, Tony, but like we're all waiting to get booked. No wrestlers here. I only have these 5 guys.
Yeah, let's talk about that Jericho thing, and then we'll talk about the Rumble.
Yeah.
So, what is it Jericho said? Do you remember the actual tweet? Basically, he says, like, I don't do jobs or whatever, innit?
Yeah, I sent it to the group chat. I've got it up.
Was that what? Did he swear in that as well or something?
Sorry, I don't do jobs. I'll be #Gunther's stupid ass.
Jesus Christ.
I can't with this man anymore.
No.
I can't.
And this is in reference to Booker T being inside the Royal Rumble, and then he did the spinneroonie and then got eliminated, basically. Which, first of all, Booker's like, he's getting up there in age. The second of all, it's fucking the Royal Rumble. What do you expect? He's going to be in there for 30 minutes and outlast like fucking current guys and all this shit.
You know what? To be fair to this year's Rumble, and I will get into it in a minute, they played off they didn't have as many legends as I thought, which was the better thing they did.
True, yeah. Which,
you know what I mean?
At this day, like, who else can you even get? Like, there's not many legends left, really, anyway, is there?
True. But like it does become that point of like what what more can you do when someone gets in the ring when they're in their 50s? You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
especially against these young talented lads, there is always that chance that something will get fucked up and you will like be really hurt. Especially when it's like you're throwing them over the ring and they've got to take a bump in a sense.
You just hit it on the head. You just said guys in the 50s. Jericho's 52. So what?
Yeah.
You know, he would be booked. Like, say he was in WWE right now. He would have the Booker T spot. He would have the Booker T. He would go in there, probably hit a code breaker or walls of Jericho and get eliminated. Triple H wouldn't have him in there for 20 minutes, like, going over
You know
people.
what he'd do? He'd argue with one of the big guys, wouldn't you? So he'd start an argument and then he'd get tossed out. You know what? He'd do one of those things. He'd be
exactly.
like, no, what are you on about? He beat him. I don't know what the male version of a Karen is. It's a Jericho. That's the male version of a Karen. Jericho.
But seriously, he's done the biggest turn for me because I was a massive Jericho fan. His WWE run most of it. I loved even the first year of AEW, but he's completely twisted it for me now. It's like the guy can never shut up. It always has to be about him. He has to put everything. He has to be on top of everything. It's like fucking hell, man.
I think this stems from like that first year in AEW when he started like the little bit of the bubbly. Is he sort of realized, oh, this whole YouTube, this whole like Twitter, trend thing. Like I can make, like I can get gimmicks out there like a lot better, a lot quicker than like what or Austin 316. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. Like he's able to do that more. So as long as he's loud about it, because he doesn't shut the fuck up.
Nope.
Commentary.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like how he still has a voice. Probably the main reason why he auto-tunes his fucking vocals when he's performing. Because he's put so much strain in ring and that. I'm like, oh my god, Jericho, I do like a lot of fuzzy music, but like you're ruining everything about you. Like
yeah, he really is. He's completely ruined.
And you know what his argument would be? Well, then if you think I've lost it, you don't think I'm ruining my legacy, then I don't want you to like my legacy anyway.
Yeah, it's like you don't know wrestling. You don't know what it is. It's like, well, fucking I've been a fan most of my life. Like, I'm pretty sure I know what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah, like I don't think I could report on it like certain guy, but I can spin a yarn and talk shit.
It's like a director saying if you don't like my movie, then you don't get movies. It's like what?
What do you mean don't get movies? Like, what's the tick yet? You sit, watch, and enjoy.
Yeah.
All these things create an emotional reaction. Someone doesn't, get a good response from it emotionally, or it mentally. It wasn't for them. It wasn't, Jericho. Like you're in an echo chamber of people's.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's mostly you. It's ridiculous. True. I hate it. Like you said, he's ruining.
AEW is the perfect environment for a minute because that's an echo chamber as well, isn't it? In a way, it's
yeah. But how long will that environment last for? Because
true.
Environments change. There's a drastic change. Like there was a drastic change when Punk was there, and you could see it was unsettling Jericho. Hence why it's like he was a cancer in the locker room. And like you give no evidence for that though.
Oh.
I mean, you give no evidence for that. You don't go because like all the evidence we've heard about people like FTR going, oh, it's really nice. He sat down. He talked to us. He was always backstage. Young guys were coming to him. Even Jade Cargill, Punk told me how to do a chair shot, which I can't believe would happen. Like someone, oh, you're doing a chair shot. Like, oh, I can't do this. And it's like, well, figure it out.
Yeah, Tony, it's only a chair, nothing could go wrong.
Like, is Tony like not being relayed this information? Is it like a matter of like certain information's getting to certain information isn't? Like that's why he's quote unquote too busy because like the person you're telling isn't telling. Tony,
that busy thing, that Sean Spears, what Sean Spears said, that tweet.
Yeah.
He's like trying to get in touch with him or whatever.
It's like, are you going to him directly? Like, I don't understand this.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, even Vince was busy, but a lot of people is like that. If you show up outside his door, it'd make time for you. If you had issues, he would, listen at least. He might not agree with it, but he'd still listen. Seems like with Tony, he won't even give you the time. Just like,
It becomes a matter of like, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Sure, yeah.
Because if that would have stayed Red Dragon, who I was really coming across, I was really liking Kyle, I thought, oh, that'd be really good. Bobby Fischer just asked for forgiveness, just went and did the kickboxing thing.
True.
And he's ruined himself. So, and then he's ruined everything else, because then you're not getting the Elite versus the, whatever they were calling themselves.
Undisputed. I don't even know. Even though they did that angle where they attacked the Young Bucks, but then that was it.
I think I know why they won't be working with Luke Gallows and that anymore. Because then wasn't it Luke who was a part of CM Punk's
Straight edge. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you'd assume like he has a relationship with Punk in a sense, at least a good one. I'd assume.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if people still keep in touch with each other, but they would have had a good relationship back then.
Yeah, I'd assume because there was never any rumors of anything clash between them. So I'm assuming like maybe that's one of the reasons why they won't work with each other, is because the Young Bucks know that he's clearly on Punk's side, like he's clearly more, even though he's not spoke or be friends with him, like he has a stronger like familiar bond, or what I mean, like it's something.
True.
I'm just coming up with rumors.
Let's talk about something good. Let's get your thoughts on the Royal Rumble.
I wouldn't say it was good, but yeah.
Started with a men's rumble, didn't it? Which it was these, like you said, there weren't many surprises, but
yeah. But I think from now on, like the Rumble should not be the main event, and here's my argument: it's because it's easier for, say, the main event or one of the matches in between to be cut short if the Rumble needs to run longer.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot harder to be like, oh, you need to have your match ended by there. Like, it's a lot easier if they, like, you know what I mean? If those matches are cut and let the Rumbles go as long as they need to, like, make it feel natural. I can't remember the picks I had, but we had awful picks. I think all of us.
We all did.
Which was really weird. I think this was like the worst year, and it was so bad because I think one or two of us were coming close to people. Was it me who was just one number away from getting Tamina?
Yeah, we were all like one or two numbers away from getting
like
Bayley
actual,
and stuff.
like some of that. We were like I wasn't too bad about my my men's picks. I got Miz and who else?
I don't remember now.
I don't remember. I Miz was a good. I thought Miz was a good shot. Like I knew he wasn't winning, but I liked the Miz anyway. But yeah, it wasn't a good pick. But the like Gunther, like I just speak about Gunther, like
over an hour.
Over an hour.
Number 2.
At number 2, okay, some of the best shots. He eliminated Brock.
Yeah. Well, no, Bobby eliminated Brock.
Oh, Bobby eliminated Brock.
Yeah.
Did Gunther eliminate Bobby?
No, I think Seth eliminated Bobby.
Maybe.
Gunther was final 2 with Cody, no?
Yeah. So it was a moment like maybe they'll give it to Gunther. Like, what they call an audible because he's winning this. But I'm glad they gave it to Cody, really. But just props to Gunther. Again, not many surprises in terms of like big reveals, and I do understand why they let Cody in for last. It's because like they were probably worried about if he got injured because he might have fucking.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
And it was the biggest pop, a lot bigger than the females fucking last entry, which I'll just get into anyway because I'm pretty much finished with them. Good, strong start so far. You know what I mean?
You didn't talk about Logan Paul.
I am fucking not talking about him. I'm not. No, bad Jamie. I will fucking come over there and spank.
Well, that was one of the surprise. It wasn't a good surprise, but it was
Jamie,
a surprise.
no, I'm not giving him anything. I was living in a world where I didn't remember that, Jamie. That's why I didn't.
What are you gonna do when he faces Seth at WrestleMania? And then what are you gonna do?
He's not fucking facing.
He is.
Not.
It seems he eliminated him.
Yeah, but was he there on Monday Night Raw? Like,
Logan wasn't. No.
So do you think they're gonna put Logan in the chamber and cost him the match again? Fuck that shit.
No, I think Seth loses the chamber, and then they're gonna do a repeat of last year where Seth's like, "Oh, I don't have a match for WrestleMania," and then
I wouldn't do that. No, Jamie, no.
I don't want him to do that, but they're already starting to set it up.
How? Logan's done nothing.
Corey Graves on commentary is like, Seth Rollins really wanted to win the Royal Rumble, now he don't have a path. And he's not going to win the Elimination Chamber, I don't think.
Jamie. Fuck Corey Graves. There's my response. Done.
Yeah, but the announcer's supposed to be made to like tell the story,
something I wanted to speak to you about as well, what we were on before. Oh my god, Raw's commentary's got to be dog shit.
I know, it really is, and it's so bad.
Because look at when Oscar was talking to Carmella backstage, and like, oh my god, Corey, Carmella's back. And he's like, yeah, she's back. Oh my god, we didn't drive here together. Oh, fuck off.
It is bad.
I need to move on to women's because I cannot talk about Logan at all.
Fair enough.
Nothing to do with him. Him and Ricochet had a great spot. I'm not gonna lie. That was
Yeah,
really hype.
one spot.
One spot. Kofi fucked up a spot as well.
Oh yeah, true.
Women's bad picks.
Wait, we're not doing it in order. I want to hear your thoughts on the Pitch Black match.
I forgot that match even happened and existed. And
Ivan agrees that I'm turning on Bray Wyatt now, you know. That was a complete load of dog shit. What the fuck was that?
Oh my, I forgot that match even existed. Yeah, no, that was fucking off. I don't even know what the point of that match was.
No idea.
And I know, I can't remember what Nathan was saying, but I could just remember him being absolutely fucking hyped. Like, oh, I'm so into this.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying to convince himself. He's like, the paint's cool, the paint's cool. It's like...
like, oh my god, it was just neon. Like, have you ever seen Batman Forever?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So you know that whole scene where like they got the glow sticks and all that with the gang. It was like Schumacher was directing this, and that's
the only way I couldn't let it go is it Mountain Dew were like, we want this type of match, but I don't think they pitched this type. I think this is all Bray Wyatt.
I want to know, why did Mountain Dew need to fucking sponsor the match?
I don't know. I mean, I understand like money wise, it's good, yeah, but like in terms of fucking, yo, Austin, welcome to the stream. How's it going, mate?
I just can't understand why they were it's the idea that
logo what was glowing as well in the middle.
Is it because the match isn't officiated by WWE? Like they have nothing to do with it. They're not even gonna like pay for it to happen. So Mountain Dew have come in to sponsor it. Like that just seems stupid. So I don't know why that's gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
And then like he beats LA Knight. Okay, fair enough. And then like Uncle Howdy like is there, and then you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna fight.
No, even before that, he puts a new mask on, and at first you're like, it's just the Fiend, but it's not the Fiend, it's a new mask, and he chases LA Knight into the crowd, and then Uncle Howdy's on the platform.
Yeah,
he jumps and completely misses him.
Like, was he aiming for Bray? Was he aiming for LA Knight?
LA Knight, but he completely overshot it and just completely missed him.
I feel sorry for LA Knight. I think he's the better out of the whole fucking issue here. At least he's trying.
LA Knight, I hope he gets, a push after this, because,
because, oh my god. And then you have, like, the rest of the Firehouse Funhouse. I'm like, oh, Jamie, man, why is this still a thing? Like, he's not for me, okay? I'm not the biggest horror fan, so I get,
this
if you're a horror fan.
It's a fucking rave. This is not horror at all.
I mean, with, like, the whole Bray Fiend, the whole, like, Wyatt family.
But even now, it doesn't even seem like it's horror anymore.
But it doesn't seem like it's horror. It seems like he's doing the Babadook or some shit.
Yeah, I was a massive Bray supporter, but after this, I'm like, you didn't wrestle for 4 months leading to this, and this is your first match. Like, what the fuck?
Wasn't even a good match. I can't even say it was a good match.
It was a match. You could barely see it anyway. You got all the fucking neon ropes and all this shit.
You know what I mean? But like in terms of like actual like performance of the ring, like I haven't seen what Jim Cornette says. I'm really like I don't know if you've listened to it, but I'm going to listen to it tomorrow. What he says about this match, because I'm interested to hear his. I'm interested because he's a guy who knows his shit.
Yeah.
And I want to see like what he points out that I don't even realize that is wrong with this match. There's going to be some stuff that you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe you pointed that out. That is so true. Because like I can be saying, like, why is he not wrestling? Why is he not doing something? And it's not even that's not even the thing that annoys me the most. Is that when he came back, he's like, I'm not like the monster I was before. I don't need to be the monster. I'm like, all right, so the storyline's going to be like him being new, him just being Bray, maybe. You know what I mean? And then maybe later on the line, he brings back the spooky shit and he has to become the Fiend again or something, bust him the Fiend or whatever. That'd be cool. No, they're just jumping straight into that because it sells.
Yeah, and it's
like,
a new
just bring
character
it back
as well.
like that.
It's a new mask, and it's like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is this now? Like,
what's the difference?
What's the difference? Exactly.
And I'm Jamie. I'm sorry that your hero's dying like this. I hate to see it.
I mean, maybe it's been there all along. Like for a while, we wanted to blame Vince, but maybe Vince was actually helping. Because if this is 100% Bray Wyatt's idea, that maybe it does need restricting a little bit. Because this is,
I say that a lot. I mean, Jericho needs it. Like some people need it. You know what I mean? You always need a guy to go, no. You know what I mean? No, that's too far. You know what I mean? No, yes is never a good thing.
True.
You know what I mean?
But The next match, what have we talked? Next match was Bianca and Alexa. Bianca won, didn't
Don't
she?
remember. Don't care.
So let's say your thoughts on the women's Royal Rumble.
Right, okay, let's see if I can remember it. Okay, so it was a good start. Terrible picks again. I think we were so off. But what I think was really cool is when Bailey came in, like Nova members of Critical Damage or Damage Control, whatever the fuck it's hard. I keep calling Critical Damage, that's a D&D thing. Which is the same thing. I forgot to mention this, like for Gunther, like no members of the Imperium entered the Rumble to assist him. Like none of them were like pick up the number. Which I thought was a really good idea. It's like Gunther, like which I think was really good for Bailey as well to not have any of her girls in there. You know what I mean? To build them up as their own individual strengths. It's like there's a reason why they lead the team.
Though, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Gunther didn't, but Thingies did. But like it builds for like Bailey to show why she's in charge. Because she's smart enough to like know when to bring them in.
Yeah. Well, apparently they're doing the steel cage next week. Bailey and Becca. They're actually going to do it next week.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm surprised that's pushing that to Chamber. Like I wouldn't have them have a match until they're in the Chamber together.
I don't think they're going to be in the Chamber. I think there's only 2 spots left, and I don't think they're in it.
It's just bullshit. That. Why wouldn't you do that though? Like, because it's set. It's just like. It's clear that if they were to do that, like them two are not going to be. One of them isn't winning, but it helps continue the feud.
Yeah, true. And you got 2 big names in there as well.
Yeah, but yeah, on to the women's match. Then the goddess came out. Then the worshipping, the one we worship. There's nobody meaner than Tamina. Came out. Oh my god! We praise her. She came out and she was in charge. I'll tell you what, the women's one wasn't as good as the men's. There was some good stuff. I can barely remember who was in it.
Do you remember the worst part about it? Number 30.
No, Jamie, no.
Do you know the best bit though? They even botched their entrance because they played the music before the countdown, and they started playing the countdown. And like, nah, just leave the countdown. People know who it is now.
Yeah, people know who it is, and they're not excited. I don't know how she got back. I didn't know she was.
I don't know. Why did Triple H bring her back? Why?
Because she's family. She's a part of the bloodline. Like most girls. And I loved it. She's in the ring. She's like, none of you can take me. And then everyone just went, fuck you royally.
Yeah, all gang up on her.
All gang up. That was like the best part. That was one of the best parts. And I think when it came down to like the final 3, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan, like that's when it was getting intense. Because I knew, we all kind of knew at any minute, Asuka had this, the spray, didn't she?
Asuka also with the face paint, she's got a new gimmick going.
Oh yeah, she's really good. I'm liking the new Asuka gimmick, but I've always liked Asuka. I think she's always had a strong sense in wrestling.
I hope she faces Bianca because now
she also used to do like she also used to wrestle with Cargill and Darby.
Zane.
No, Sheeta as well.
Oh, Sheeta. Oh, right. I thought you meant yeah.
No. I wasn't getting him confused. No.
I thought you meant the Raw run. I don't know anything about fucking Stardom.
That's like on Instagram or something, like videos of them dancing, like like for their entrances or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, pretty cool fact, I thought. So yeah, it's like I knew like there was gonna be the moment where like Asuka would use the mist. So it's like when is that gonna get played in? Like at what point? You know what I mean? Who's she gonna do it in? And I'm like, no, not Rhea. I think we're all on the edge of our seat because we're like, Rhea's last. She's in the final 2. She's in the very, and then she got into the final 2 because then like Liv got the spray and Asuka got eliminated, and then I was like, oh, Spot wasn't there with Rhea because she's so tall. When she's dangling from that top rope, like I don't know how she did that. I guess training with Dom really helped her. and then like Liv came over and she managed to like get her into like she lifted herself up, crossed her legs against Liv's head and then like just threw her out of the ring. It was like fresh French kisses. It was great and not the best female Rumble. They didn't have as many like. Well, they're Tamina, and that's all we really ever need, or any match really. But like compared to the men's, it was very weak. Compared to like previous years, it was very weak, and it was like I don't think we hyped up Royal Rumble too much. I think what we were hyped for is the road to WrestleMania. That's what we're hyped for.
And the Sami Zayn bloodline thing as well.
Yeah, which is what I'm gonna get into next. And like, I don't have much to say because perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
I mean, you understand why they ended with that, because you couldn't have that, like, at the start
couldn't
of the
have
show.
that angle enough. And I think it's better because, like I said, it allows the Rumbles to take as long as they need to because you just cut whoever's match is short.
True. But that whole segment after the Kevin Owens match, especially Jey Uso as well, that's a nice twist to it.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that, like, people are online and, like, comparing Steph's and Sammy. I'm like, this is why Roman has trust issues.
Yeah.
It's why I now have trust issues now. Like, I can't trust people, especially if they've got a chair in their hand.
True. I mean, this could build into the Shield reunion down the road as well, because now Roman clearly has trust issues, doesn't
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I think it's going to lead to, like, the breakup of the Bloodline, which I think is going to be really cool. But I also love, like, there's that bit where you just hear, like, Paul going, if this is your time, Smoogler, or whatever he's called it.
Oh, yeah, Smoogler, yeah.
Smoogler, like, it's your time, Smoogler, do it. You're like, what the fuck? Were you not 5 days ago calling him a traitor? A rat. Guilty.
I loved how much Roman was swearing. It's like, you could go do that jackass shit, and it's like, kill this motherfucker, or let's giving him the chair and all. Like, oh my god, it was so good.
I don't know how, like, I kind of wish they didn't do the betrayal. But, like, I also think it was the time for them to do it.
Yeah, true. I mean, they might have been able to drag a few more weeks out of it, but we all knew it was coming.
Yeah. And it was good. It was good. And I think they picked the chair specifically to do the chair spot on Roman.
Oh yeah, especially to the back
They could have had a trash can or a sledgehammer or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the chair was kind of the it reason. And yeah, and it was. And then I seen Jay on Twitter post like I'm out, and then a little blood drop like
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting to whereabouts to go now. Yeah. I don't think we see Sammy and Kevin on Friday though. I think they're gonna be, they're gonna sell the injury for a little bit, aren't they? Because that was a vicious beatdown when they gave.
Yeah, it would be weird. Like I could see Kevin coming back, but like being.
Well, even Kevin, though he was handcuffed, he saw 13 super kicks to the face and all that. It's like,
yeah, and you know what? They look good because they don't use them all the time like some motherfuckers in some promotions.
True.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say in the matter of that. Yeah, like Rumble, overhyped, but in terms of like being good, it was great. It was like
the only thing is the bloodline overshadowed it, didn't it? Like usually the Rumble's the main selling point, but for me it was the bloodline story. That was the main,
Yeah, and I think that's because it was difficult for them to build up the Rumble because the bloodline stuff was the thing that was going on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bet they were debating, wondering if the bloodline should, if Sami Zayn should be involved and all that shit, but they went with the right choice to record it because it's the perfect story to tell, really, and no matter what the gluteus say online, it is.
Especially, like, if you're a Cody fan, not saying I am, but like when you hear his interviews and he talks about specifically that time he was in the box and he saw Randy Orton, point at the sign, and he went, I'm just next year I'm not doing this. Next year I'm gonna be in the ring. I mean, next year I'm doing a WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, it really does, help sell that whole thing. Because if Gunther was the only other option I could see winning that whole Rumble.
Or Seth. Seth could have won as well.
Yeah. But like in terms of if I was to go into it blind without knowing about Gunther's performance, I'd say Seth. But I think Gunther more than Seth because of how he was.
True. And the whole Imperium bloodline, which I hope they still do. They could still, get around to that, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that's needed necessarily, but they could.
But I'm always feeling like they could turn the bloodline face eventually, instead of just breaking them up, you know what I mean? Roman could be, apologizing and shit.
Maybe I, like I said, he'd lose on WrestleMania both nights and he goes away. Maybe comes back, when's Survivor Series?
That's November. Yeah,
it's way too long. Maybe
maybe
he comes back SummerSlam and then he's in trouble. And maybe Jay or whoever
maybe
comes
he saves the Usos. Maybe he saves them or something like
maybe
that.
Yeah. But I think it needs to be them to save him. You know what I mean? No matter what, we're still family. And then because they've done that, he sort of says I'm sorry. You guys are right.
True.
I mean,
True. And
like,
also, The Rock still could be involved, but he won't be wrestling. You know what I mean? He could show up for WrestleMania, like help even the odds for Cody or something like
right,
that.
if they're not doing WrestleMania, I think SummerSlam's the best option to have him and Roman face. No,
True. Yeah.
because like
Maybe.
if we're talking like the two big pay-per-views of the year, what we say we're saying WrestleMania and SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So like WrestleMania is the event, but SummerSlam's like the summer event. You know what I mean? It's like the second big thing.
Mm.
Like especially if they act like in recent years, it's not been that, but in the past, in like the 90s and early that was like you had WrestleMania, you had like all your other pay-per-views in between that were really good, but then you had SummerSlam. Like SummerSlam's like the one. I think one where like major feuds get resolved and storylines get tied up.
True. But yeah, overall, AEW tonight, I'm more
shit
into
show.
WWE. But we're just gonna have to wait and see what they do for Evolution. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about, or is that it?
No.
No.
I think next year for our Rumble predictions, we have a lot more segments to talk about because we should have mentioned like Iron Man match. No, who's going to be the Iron Man? Who's going to have the best spots?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we didn't mention stuff like that because this was always like our first Rumble prediction ish.
True. Yeah.
Like we've done others, but I think this is like the first one we've done like this. So I think next year I'm going to try and keep a note of that. That's interesting stuff to keep track of.
Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, we'll end it there. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Check out Dylan's social links down below. Until next week, peace out.